Number 10. Anthony, the Cayman. When Ash and friends meet one-off character Anthony during their home region journey, he presents himself as an unofficial gym leader with an unbeatable pelipper who can use any move. He turned out to be a fraud who cheats by storing Pokeballs in Pelipper's big beak with smaller Pokemon inside that he'd secretly released to make it look like Pelipper was pulling off those attacks. If that wasn't bad enough, his cheap winning streak made him pretty arrogant, eventually leading him to be exposed and blackmailed into allying with Team Rocket to keep his reputation. It says something when even Team Rocket admires how dirty his scheme is. Number 9. Tonka, Hunter x Hunter. Plenty of people fail the Hunter exam from Hunter x Hunter because of the difficulty of the test. It truly takes the best of the best to pass and become a hunter, but Tonka is not one of them. Tonka has taken the Hunter exam 34 times because he loves to pull dirty tricks on his fellow participants. During the Hunter exam arc, Tonka would try everything he could to get gone and the others to fail, like spiking some soft drinks with laxatives or trying to turn the group against each other. As it turns out, Tonka doesn't even want to pass the exam. The only reason he cheats is to crush the dreams of aspiring hunters. Number 8. Itsuwa Reason, Food Wars. Considering his money-hungry attitude, it's no wonder why Itsuwa Reason ended up being fine with Azuma's hostile takeover. Reason already made his arrogance and cruelty known long before that, but it's his method for winning Shakujikas that cement him as not only a sadist but a cheater. To put it bluntly, Reason doesn't so much win Shakujikas as he does rig them by paying off the judges to vote in his favor. If that wasn't low enough, he also uses tactics like threatening and blackmailing his opponents into crushing their spirits. Number 7. Akane Minagowa, Scum's Wish. There are many cautionary tales about who one should give one's heart to, and one of them should be, steer clear of Akane Minagowa at all costs. Her kind and innocent demeanor is nothing but a mask she puts on. She's actually a stone cold woman whose favorite pastime is to toy with men by sleeping around and breaking their hearts. She loves being obsessed over, so nobody is off the table whether they're in a relationship already, married, or even one of her own students. Even when she decides to get married to Narumi Kane, she tells him that she'll be cheating on him anyway. Akane is pure poison to any relationship she's in. Number 6. Foxy, One Piece. Foxy is proof that there really is no honor among thieves in the pirate world of One Piece. Captain of the notorious Foxy Pirates, Foxy gained a massive and formidable crew thanks to challenging his opponents to Davy back fights, a traditional game among pirates, where anything is up for grabs. Not surprisingly, he and his crew have won so many because they cheat at every turn. It's hard even to imagine that Foxy knows what a fair fight is, since he uses any methods to cheat, like using his slow fruit powers. No matter the challenge, Foxy always finds a way to fudge the rules in his favor. Number 5. Solo Ui Nuadari Sofiri, Fate/0. Solo Ui may have been engaged to Kenneth, the master of Lancer in Fate/0, but their relationship was anything but a happy one. From the moment the heroic spirit Lancer was summoned, she believed she deserved to command the servant and not Kenneth, and eventually, those feelings spiraled into lust and obsession. After several confrontations, she becomes disappointed in Kenneth's failures, and tortures him by breaking his fingers, until she hands over command of Lancer to her. Finally free to command Lancer and cheat on her fiancé, karma came back to bite Solo Ui as she gets her arm cut off and is later killed before she can truly do anything with him. Number 4. Emilia Lou Dowell, the misfit of Demon King Academy. From the moment reborn Demon King Anis Voldigode arrived, his teacher Emilia Lou Dowell had an axe to grind with him. Being a royal pure-blooded demon gave Emilia the same sense of superiority, bias, and entitlement that many of her other fellow purebloods had. As such, she used that as an excuse to try and undercut Anis at every turn. Her hatred of Anis and mixed bloods runs so strong that she has no issues with harming her own students, as evidenced by how she threatened to do so while trying to steal Anis' sword during the Magic Sword tournament. Of course, Anis pushes past every attempt she makes, eventually kills her, and revives her as a mixed-blooded demon to serve as her ironic punishment. Number 3. Makoto Ito. School Days. Makoto Ito may see himself as an ordinary high schooler, but underneath that is a cold-blooded monster. Despite gaining the affection of his crush Kotonoha and his childhood friend Sake, Makoto grows tired of both of them and starts sleeping around with other girls, leaving the two to wallow in heartbreak and depression. Makoto is selfish because he doesn't realize that his actions negatively affect other people and believes that he's the victim of the problems he creates. Eventually, his cheating ways end up being the literal end of him as Seke mentally snaps and stabs him to death. Number 2. Sugan Abuyuki / Oberon. Sword Art Online. As the admin of Alfheim Online, Sugan Abuyuki, otherwise known as Oberon, is the king of his castle and is free to do what he wants with the game and its player base, including Asuna as his hostage. So, of course, he immediately abuses that power, believing himself to be entitled to anything he wants as the absolute god of this digital realm. Unlike Kaiba, Sugan uses his admin power to make sure that anyone who opposes him stands no chance against him and will use any tactic to break them mentally or physically. There is no such thing as a fair fight. This extends to the real world too, as Sugan tries to kill Kirito after beating him in the game world. Number 1. Eugene Muto. Yu-Gi-Oh! The game of duel monsters has had many cheaters, though none may be more famous than the king of games himself, Eugene Muto. While Yuji is the most famous duelist, he technically doesn't win most of the duels he takes part in, since he switches out with the Millennium Puzzle Spirit, Atom/Yami Yuji, and he does most of the work. Then there's the fact that as the pharaoh, he also fudges the rules of the game, pulling off tactics that should be impossible. Yuji might actually be the biggest cheater in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise and anime in general, simply because he's rewarded for it as the protagonist and it's never really addressed.